Greetings and welcome back, Wolfpack. A pleasure and honor to be able to stream for you once again. I certainly hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. I myself have been knocked on my ass. I'll admit, working out in the middle of winter and being exposed to so much cold air all day, it really drained the energy out of me. So I figured instead of trying to do what we had initially planned and play Divinity Dragon Commander, instead, let's go ahead and just take a nice chill stream. We're gonna go ahead and play a little bit of Magic the Gathering, and of course, we are also going to be checking out some of the Avatar card collaborations. I have had a small hoard of packs building up over time, just for this occasion, and I've been saving it all just so that I can open it all with you because, want to make sure that you guys check out all the cool pulls that I end up getting. Maybe we can actually try and make an Avatar themed deck out of it as well. But yes, welcome in, Eternal. Thank you very much for redeeming First to the Hunt and doing your daily free check. Outside of that, do we have any offline followers we also need to address? Let me take a quick look here. No. We are actually, uh, no offline followers or anything offline to report, which is perfectly fine. Gets us into the gameplay that much faster. So, how about we just dive right into it, shall we? We're gonna go ahead and sit myself back down right over here. And let's go ahead and open up some Magic the Gathering Arena, shall we? Oh, yeah. Put that right there. And move that right there. Very good. Very good. And comfy. Okay. Let's do this. Ah. It feels good to be home. But yes, we've got a whole bunch of different packs here right now that we can try and open up. 16 Avatar The Last Airbender stuff, but technically what I can also do is I can boost that number just a tiny bit more. Let's grab ourselves one mythic pack as well. Just as the icing on the cake. So yeah, let's just dive right into it and see what we can try and pull. Starting us off. Ooh, Solstice Revelations. I know that they introduced the whole earth, fire, water, and air bending mechanics in this set, which I'm actually kind of curious to see how each of those actually functions. Flopsy Boomy's buddy, an iguana parrot. That's actually pretty decent for a 3. Flying, vigilance, and prowess. The Dai Li Indoctrination. Your opponent reveals their hand, you can choose a non-land permanent card from it, and that player either discards that card, or you can Earthbend too. Okay, so this is at least the introduction to Earthbend. Target land you control becomes a 0/0 land creature with haste. Put 2 1/1 creature 1/1 counters on it. When it dies or is put to exile, return it to the battlefield tapped. Okay. So you can actually just create token creatures out of your lands, swing in hard with them, and even if they die or go into exile, they come back to your battlefield. I love that. Deserter's Disciple. Another target creature you control with prowess 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Rowdy Snowballers. When this creature enters, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Ooh, I like that. And the Solstice Revelations real quick. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost if the spell's mana value is less than the number of mountains you control. If you don't cast that card this way, put it in your hand instead. And you have flashback on it as well. Interesting. And what about our legendary? We got Sokka! Hey, what's up there, Wild? Welcome in. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Sokka, the Tenacious Tactician. Human warrior ally with menace and prowess. Lovely. Other allies you control have menace and prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Nice! And welcome in there, Star. Welcome in as well. Just bought a new speaker. Let's go. I hope it serves you well. Welcome in those just joining. And then, wait, what about Flopsy? When Flopsy enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than one creature. I like Flopsy. Flopsy looks fun. Let's continue. The boulder is ready to rumble. Whenever the boulder attacks, Earthbend X, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. Okay, so Earthbend is all about having 4 greater kind of creatures on your field. I like that. I like that. It's called W King. It has 2 subwoofers and lights up. Nice. The Dilating Indoctrination again. Earth Kingdom Soldier. Vigilance. When this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures you control. I like. Zuko's Exile. Exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Its controller creates a clue token. And I like how the clue token is actually the wanted poster for Appa with everyone's drawings on it. Forecasting Fortune Teller. When this creature enters, create a treasure token. The treasure token in particular is her slipper. And Zhao, the Ruthless Admiral. Firebending 2. So this is introduction to Firebending. Whenever this creature attacks, add 2 red mana, this mana less, until the end of combat. Okay, so sounds like Firebending is all about attacking and then while you're attacking, casting a whole bunch of instances or sorceries while in combat already. Is there the Blind Earth and Steelbending girl? Yeah, Toph should be in here somewhere. We haven't seen her yet, but there's a potential of pulling her. We got Sokka again. Okay, moving. Sparring Dummy. Defender, mill a card, and you can tap it to mill a card, put a land card milled this way into your hand. You gain 2 life as a lesson card. You gain 2 life if a lesson card is milled this way. Interesting. A lesson card? Kiyoshi's Battle Fan. When this equipment enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Then attach this equipment to it. Equipped creature gets an additional attack and has the equip 2. Airship Engine Room. Basically just a water or fire land. You enjoyed watching the Avatar The Last Airbender show? Yes, very much so. I enjoyed it as well, and actually I'm pretty sure, thanks to my sister, I actually have it all on DVD. And I think it even included the Legend of Korra stuff. The North Pole Gates. Pillar Launch. There's a card for Toph. Target creature gets 2/2 and gains reach until end of turn. Untap it. The art in these cards will forever astonish me. Oh, hell yeah. Especially whenever they're actually based off of an existing IP. Aang's Journey. It's a sorcery and a lesson. Kicker 2. Search your library for a basic land card. If the spell was kicked, instead search your library for a basic land and a shrine card. Reveal those cards and put them into your hand, then shuffle, and you gain 2 life. And how about this? A Tiger Seal. Vigilance. At the beginning of your upkeep, tap this creature. When you draw your second card, untap the creature. Yeah, for a 1 mana that's 3/3, I can see why they had to add the... You have to keep drawing cards in order to have that thing on the field and be useful. Let's continue. Ooh, good card. The Rockalance. Earthbend X, where X is the number of forests you control, and Flashback 6. So Earthbend, again, is target a land you control and put X 1/1 counters on it. So basically just creating a very powerful land card. I like that. In all honesty, I like the Last Airbender a whole lot more than the Legend of Korra. I stick with the originals more. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. You could never beat a classic. Azula Always Lies. Choose one or both. Target creature gets -1 until end of turn, or I should say, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. The Kyoshi Warriors. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Basically just token generation, as white always does. She's a liar! The Rough Rhino Cavalry. Firebending 2, again, adding more red mana for you to cast instances and sorceries while you're attacking. And Exhaust 8, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature. It gains trample until end of turn. Exhaust is activate each exhaust ability only once. And Jet's Brainwashing. Kicker 3. Target creature can't block this turn. If this spell was kicked, gain control of that creature until end of turn. Untap it, and it gains haste until end of turn. Create a clue token. And how about this one? The Legend of Yang Chen. One of the Airbender avatars. Starting with you, each player chooses up to one permanent with mana value 3 or greater from among permanents your opponents control. Exile them. You may have target opponent draw 3 cards, and if you do, draw 3 cards as well. Exile the saga, then return to the battlefield transformed as Avatar Yang Chen, who is a flying creature with whenever you cast your second spell each turn, airbend up to one other target non-land permanent. So now we got airbend as an ability. To airbend a permanent or card, exile it. If a card is exiled this way, its owner may cast it from exile by paying 2 rather than paying its mana cost. So basically just an easy way of trying to kick things off the board. Interesting. Interesting. A Rabaroo Troop? Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, this creature gains flying until end of turn, and you gain 1 life. Honest Work. Iroh and Zuko in their tea shop. Enchant creature an opponent controls. When this aura enters, tap enchanted creature and remove all counters from it. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a citizen with base power and toughness 1/1, with the ability tap it to add basic mana. Named Humble Merchant. Interesting. The Cabbages! Earthbending Lesson, Earthbend 4. Airbending Lesson, airbend a target non-land permanent and draw a card. Meteor Sword, when this equipment enters, destroy target permanent, and equipped creature gets +3/+3. And we actually have 2. We have a super rare and an ultra rare, so let's see this. Sacred Tunnel! This land cannot be blocked. So that actually mixes it well with the Earthbending Lesson, where you can Earthbend Secret Tunnel. It becomes a 4/4 creature, and it can't be blocked. You can tap it for generic mana, and for 4 mana and tapping it, target 2 creatures you control that share a creature type. They can't be blocked this turn. Ooh, the Secret Tunnel. Clone of full body art. And look at that. It's the actors from the Firebending show. Creature Shapeshifter. You may have this creature enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. Earth Rumble. Another tough card. Earthbend 2. When you do, up to 1 target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. Omashu City. This land enters tapped. It's basically a fire and earth land. Yoshi Warriors, yeah. Boomy! King of 3 trials. And his rock candy. Tough is now tough. I am now tough. I am Melon Lord! But Boomy, when Boomy enters, choose up to X, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. Put 3 1/1 counters on Boomy, target player scries 3, and Earthbend 3. I'm going to see a lot of people trying to run Boomy and what was his name? Hopsy? Whatever it was? Hey, what's up, Ananke? Welcome in. You just missed it. We pulled the secret tunnel card. I should have played the song. And welcome in, Ananke. How you doing? 21 fleas and a lot of fleas? You stinky. You need a bath. You need a flea bath. Momo! The friendly flyer. A flying lemur bat ally. The first non-lemur creature spell with flying you cast during each of your turns costs 1 less to cast. Okay, so are you telling me that there is a literal... Is there a literal Momo format in this? You can cast... It's like the Chocobos. If there's lemur cards in here, you can make them cheaper to bring out thanks to Momo. Oh, you've been lurking. Fair enough, fair enough. And whenever another creature you control with flying enters, Momo gets 1/1 until end of turn. So yeah, interesting. I'm curious to see how that would actually mix together. Airship engine room, Fire Navy Trebuchet. Defender and Reach. Whenever you attack, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder. That's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. The Guru Pathic. When Guru Pathic enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a Lesson, Saga, or Shrine card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. When you cast a Lesson, Saga, or Shrine spell, put a 1/1 counter on another target creature you control. Nice, nice. And thank you for the care package there, Ananke. Oh, you were finishing dinner. Fair enough, fair enough. The Pretending Poxbearers. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Okay. And what about our hidden card? Azula. The Cunning Usurper. Firebending 2. When Azula enters, target opponent exiles a non-token creature they control. Then they exile a non-land card from their graveyard. During your turn, you can cast cards exiled with Azula, and you may cast them as though they had flash. Mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells. Damn. Azula, once again, being a treacherous and lying, deceitful character. Continue. The Misty Palms Oasis, a white and black land. The Borcupine. When you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Iroh's Demonstration. And the flavor text too, look at that. Did I ever tell you how I got the nickname, the Dragon of the West? Choose one. Iroh's Demonstration deals 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls, or it deals 4 damage to 1 target creature. The Giant Koi, Waterbend 3. This creature can't be blocked this turn. The Foggy Swamp Hunters. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, this creature has lifelink and menace. And the Jaded Edge. Prowess with Exhaust 3. Put a double strike counter on And our card. There you go, Wild. We got Toph. Toph the Hard-Headed Teacher. A 4-mana, green-red creature. When Toph enters, you may discard a card, and if you do, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so we now have Earthbending Recursion, which is great. Whenever you cast a spell, Earthbend 1. If that spell is a lesson, put an additional 1/1 counter on that land. Let's go. Toph is definitely a keeper. I may definitely try and make a I mean, obviously, green-red is my go-to, but I might try and mix in a little bit of blue. Because, yeah, I'm actually kind of aiming towards trying to have a little bit of that water bending in there. Because I love the water tribe. Continue. Waterbending lesson, speaking of which. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card unless you waterbend 2. Waterbend was the, your creatures and artifacts help you pay a waterbend cost. Each one you tap pays for one generic mana. Okay. So, you pay the 4 to cast waterbending lesson, but then you can pay an additional 2 to waterbend. That's gonna be interesting. And the Foggy Swamp Vinebender. This creature can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, and Waterbend 5. Put a 1/1 counter on this creature, activate only during your turn. Glider Kids. Flying, whenever the creature enters, scry 1. Pretty generic ability. Draw. Day of Black Sun. Each creature with mana value X or less loses all abilities until the end of the turn. Destroy those creatures. The solar eclipse robbed firebenders of their ability to firebend, giving Team Avatar an 8-minute window to storm the capital and defeat the Fire Lord. So a little bit of lore in the flavor text as well, outside of just quotes. Fatal Fissure. Choose a target creature, then when that creature dies this turn, you earthbend 4. Razor Rings. Razor Rings deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. You can gain life equal to the excess damage dealt this way. A Badger Mole. Ooh, I like the Badger Mole art. When this creature enters, earthbend 2. Creatures you control with 1/1 counters on them have trample. The Kiyoshi Village. Land enters tapped. Get yourself some green and white mana with it. And Octopus Form. Target creature you control gets 1/1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. You know the Octopus Form was going to end up showing up too. Alright. And our epic card. The Legend of Kiyoshi. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. Earthbend X, where X is the number of cards in your hand. That land becomes an island in addition to other types. Exile this saga, then return to the battlefield as Avatar Kiyoshi. Lands you control have trample and hexproof, and you can tap her to add X mana of any one color, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. That's really cool. Again, I'm really digging the earthbending ability. Just turning your lands into just small creatures that can attack. Continue. Serpent's Pass. Sun-Blessed Peak. The Treetop Freedom Fighters. They have haste, and when this creature enters, create a 1/1 ally creature token. Sokka's Haiku. Counter target spell. Draw a card, then mill 3 cards, and untap a target land. And the Abandoned Air Temple. Interesting. And you can also put a 1/1 counter on each creature control for 4 mana. Okay. 6 more packs. Let's hope for something cool. Rumble Arena. When it enters, scry 1. It has Vigilance. Add 1 mana of any color. A Swamp Snare Trap. This spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets a creature with flying. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -5, -3. That's very specific. It'll quench ya. Nothing's quenchier. It's the quenchiest. Drink Cactus Juice. Counter target spell unless the controller pays an additional 2 mana. And that's actually really cheap and really powerful. So, definitely might run that card. Earth Village Ruffians. When this creature dies, Earthbend 2. I love that episode so much. Everyone loves that episode so much. And Ty Lee, the Artful Acrobat. Prowess, whenever Ty Lee attacks, you may pay an additional 1 mana, and when you do, target creature can't block. We're getting a lot of the Azula hunting gang. We literally have her, Mai, and now Ty Lee. And Obsessive Pursuit. When this enchantment enters, and at the end of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a clue token. Whenever you attack, put X 1/1 counters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you've sacrificed this turn. If X is 3 or greater, that creature gains lifelink. Okay. So, lose a little life, gain a token. Gain enough of those tokens, and have the mana to pay for it, you can draw 3 cards, give your creature lifelink, and gain all that health back. I can see that being very, very abused in terms of an ability. Sandbender's Storm. Destroy a target creature with power 4 or greater, or Earthbend 3. The Deadly Precision. As an additional cost to cast the spell, pay 4 or sacrifice an artifact or creature, and destroy target creature. We literally have Mai right there, and Mai right there. The Heartless Act, whenever the Sandbenders kidnapped Appa. Choose 1, destroy target creature with no counters on it, or remove up to 3 counters from that creature. And hey, a free Mythic wildcard. Let's go. That'll help us grab any card that we really want to try and add. Boggy Bottom Swamp. The Corrupt Court Official. When this creature enters, target opponent discards a card. Bring out the Wheel of Punishment. Gather the White Lotus. Create a 1/1 white ally creature token for each planes you control. Crashing Wave. As an additional cost to cast this spell, Waterbend X. Tap up to X creatures, then distribute 3 stun counters among any number of tap creatures your opponents control. Uh-oh. Dog incoming. Okay. And, real quick, while we got the dog outside, Ty Lee, the G-Blocker. Again, another Ty Lee card. Flash and Prowess. When Ty Lee enters, tap up to 1 target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Ty Lee. So she literally just causes one of your best monsters to not untap as long as she's out. Alright then. We work with that. Let's see here. What else do we get? What else we got? Where's it going? Hmm. Obviously, Lightning Strike. Classic card. Although it's actually with Azula doing the actual lightning bending. Like Lightning Princess Azula is quick, fierce, and deadly. Nice. Flexible Waterbender. Is that supposed to be... That's not Katara. Is it? No. Maybe. Who knows? Vigilance, Waterbending 3. When this creature has a base power and toughness 5... Oh, wait. Waterbend 3. This creature has a base power and toughness 5/2 until end of turn. Okay, so basically just switches around the stats, which is nice. Really cool. Waterbending Scroll. For 6 mana and tap it, draw a card. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each island you control. And another Obsessive Pursuit. 2 more packs. Then we can try and make something out of all this. Long Feng, the Grand Secretariat. Whenever another creature you control or a land you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. The Fire Nation Raider. Raid, when this creature enters, if you attack this turn, create a clue token. A Compassionate Healer. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you gain 1 life and scry 1. Suki, the Kyoshi Warrior. Let's go. Suki's power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and whenever Suki attacks, create a 1/1 white ally creature token that is tapped and attacking. So you can literally run a Kyoshi Warrior deck just from Suki alone. Vindictive Warden, Menace and Firebending. When this creature, for 3 mana, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. And if it wasn't Suki in Kyoshi form, it's Suki as her rebel form. The Courageous Rescuer. Other creatures you control get an additional attack. Whenever another permanent you control leaves the battlefield during your turn, create a 1/1 white allied creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Fair enough, fair enough. And now, for the epic cards. Okay. The Northern Air Temple. When Northern Air Temple enters, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of shrines you control. Whenever another shrine you control enters, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Bender's Waterskin. Untap this artifact during each other player's untap step, and you can add 1 mana of any color. The Messenger Hawk. When this creature enters, create a clue token. And this creature gets 2 as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. Fair enough. Kyoshi Island Plaza. When Kyoshi Island Plaza enters, search your library for X basic land cards, where X is the number of shrines you control. Put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. When another shrine you control enters, search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Great mana ramp, that's for sure. And the United Front. Create X 1/1 white ally creature tokens, then put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. So I'm seeing a lot of ally mixed into this, which is going to be interesting to see. Right then. We're going to look at the not collected, and we're looking at avatar specific. What other cards did we end up missing out on that we didn't collect? We're just going to flip all the way over to here. Curious Farm Animals. Interesting. Enter the Avatar state. Until end of turn, target creature you control becomes an avatar in addition to its other types. It gains flying, first strike, lifelink, and hexproof. So flying for air, first strike for fire, lifelink for probably earth, and hexproof for water. The Earth Kingdom Protectors, Airbender's Reversal, Invasion Reinforcements, Again, more 1/1 white ally creature token generation. Jeong's Deserters. The Path to Redemption. Interesting. Airbender's Ascension. Yep. South Pole Voyager, Water Tribe Rallier, Aang's Iceberg. Wow, we actually missed out on a lot of things. First off, Aang himself. Aang the Last Airbender. When Aang enters, airbend up to one target non-land permanent. Whenever you cast a lesson spell, Aang gains lifelink. Appa and his final war battle armor. When it enters, airbend any number of other target non-land permanents you control. And when you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 white ally creature. The Destined Confrontation. Azula versus Zuko. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total power 4 or less, then sacrifices all other creatures. So basically, it's the Agni Kai. It's just the Agni Kai. Grand. Whenever Grand becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard. Non-target creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast as long as there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard. Boomerang! Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you control that permanent, draw a card. Holy crap. Accumulate Wisdom. Wan Shi Tong's library. Invasion Submersible. The Foxes from the library. Oh, wait. There's Katara right there. Bending Prodigy. At the beginning of your end step, if Katara is tapped, put a 1/1 counter on her, and then you can waterbend 6 to draw a card. I really do like the art for these cards. Master Paku. Whenever Master Paku becomes tapped, target player mills X cards, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. So I'm seeing a lot of ally generation, lessons, and well, outside of that, just all the different bending abilities. The Spirit Oasis. When the Spirit Oasis enters, draw a card for each shrine you control, and whenever another shrine you control enters, draw a card. Yui the Moon Spirit. Flying in Vigilance, waterbend 5, and tap Yui. You may cast a non-creature spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. Interesting. Serpent of the Pass. The Unagi of Kyoshi Island. Wan Shi Tong, the librarian himself. When Wan Shi Tong enters, put X 1/1 counters on him, then draw half X cards rounded down. Whenever an opponent searches their library, put a 1/1 counter on Wan Shi Tong and draw a card. He who knows 10,000 things, but doesn't know how a radio works. I did not know this. How did that scene go again? There's a box, and inside that tiny box, there is a tiny man who sings and plays instruments. Wait, hang on a minute. Ko the Face Stealer? When Ko enters, exile up to one other target creature. Whenever another target non-token creature dies, you may exile it. Pay 1 life, choose a creature card exiled with Ko. Ko has all activated and trigger abilities of the last chosen card. Once again, just the ability of stealing faces and all that. The Rise of Emperor Sozin. Or the Fire Lord Sozin. Destroy all creatures. Choose a card name, search target opponent's graveyard, hand, or library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. And exile this saga to create Fire Lord Sozin. When Fire Lord Sozin deals combat damage to a player, you can pay X, and when you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana value X or less from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Insane. And then we have all these. We got the Boom Man. Sokka, watch out, it's Sparky Sparky Boom Man. The combustion technique guy. Realm of Ko, Fire Nation Cadets. Holy shit. There's just so many things that we didn't even draw into. Prince Zuko. Exile the top card of your library, and you can play that card this turn. The Cave of Two Lovers. The Legend of Avatar Roku. Exile the top 3 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You can play those cards, add 1 mana of any color, and then exile to create Avatar Roku, who is Firebending 4, and you can use 8 mana to create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying and Firebending 4. One is called How to Start a Riot. Was it? Was it? Yep, How to Start a Riot. Hey! Riot! Target creature gains menace until end of turn, and creatures target player controls gain 2 additional attack until the end of turn. Yep. General Zhao, the Moonslayer. Horrible episode there. Ran and Shaw, the 2 fire dragons. Flying with Firebending 2, when Ra and Shaw enter, if you cast them and there are 3 or more dragon and or lesson cards in your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of Ra and Shaw, except it's not legendary. So basically you get both Ron and Shaw as 4/4 flying dragon creatures with Firebending on the field. And you can also pay 4 mana for dragons you control, get 2 additional attack until the end of turn. Sozin's Comet. For each creature you control, gains Firebending 5 until end of turn. So you get 5 additional mana for each creature that you have on the field that attacks. So Firebending is all about gaining stuff to be able to cast while you're in your attack phase. Again, Earth is all about just being able to turn your lands into token creatures that are attacking. Waterbending is all about just having your other creatures help bring out your larger effects. And airbending is just exiling things from the field that your opponent has to pay mana to bring back out. I might very well try and go the Earthbender route. I'm a little surprised with that. Mostly just because I really like the whole token generation idea. Bossing Say. This land enters tapped unless you control a basic land. Earthbend 2 only activate as a sorcery. There is no Earthbending in Bossing Say. Air Nomad's Legacy. When this enchantment enters, create a clue token. Creatures you control the flying get an additional 1/1. The Sandbender Scavengers. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. When this creature dies, you may exile it. Then when you do, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to this creature's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. Katara, the Water Tribe's Hope. When she enters, create a 1/1 ally creature token. And Waterbend X. Creatures you control have base power and toughness XX until end of turn. X cannot be 0. Activate only during your turn. So she can basically turn all of your tokens. Okay, so that's how it works. That's how the waterbending really wants to try and work. You create those ally creature tokens. You use those tokens to boost up all your other creatures with the waterbending ability, and then you just ramp off of that. Aang, the Swift Savior, and Aang and La, the Ocean's Fury. So they actually did include the water avatar form for Aang. When Aang enters, airbend up to 1 target creature or spell and transform Aang with Waterbend 8. It has reach and trample. Whenever Aang and La attack, put a 1/1 counter on each tapped creature you control. Boggy Swamp Spirit Keeper. I like the Spirit card, mostly because of the wolf. When you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. With this token can't be blocked by non-spirit creatures. Cat. Oh wait, what? A cat. A cat owl. When this creature attacks, untap target artifact or creature. Hama the Bloodbender. They actually included the Bloodbender chick. Target opponent mills 3 cards. Exile up to 1 non-creature, non-land card from that player's graveyard. For as long as you control Hama, you can cast the exiled card during your turn by waterbending X, rather than paying its mana cost, where X is its mana value. Okay. Just control. Abandoned attachments. Professor Zay, the anthropologist. Saka, the bold boomeranger. Discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. Whenever you cast an artifact or lesson spell, put a 1/1 counter on Saka. Dragonfly Swarm. Beifong's Bounty Hunters. Earthbend X, where X is that creature's power. Ozai, the Phoenix King. Trample and Haste. Firebending 4. If you would lose unspent mana, that mana becomes red instead. Ozai has flying and indestructible as long as you have 6 or more unspent mana. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Speaking of crazy, Zuko, the Conflicted. At the beginning of your first main phase, choose one that hasn't been chosen, and you lose 2 life. Draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on Zuko, add fire, or exile Zuko, then return him to the battlefield under an opponent's control. Oh, okay. So he basically saps your opponent of 2 life, but they can benefit, and then whenever they go through all of his abilities, he comes back to your side of the field, and you can try and benefit off of it, but also suffer the life loss. Iroh the Tea Master. There we go. We got an Iroh card. Well, actually, we got 2 Iroh cards. We got Uncle Iroh. Whenever lesson spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, but also when Iroh enters, create a food token. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have a target opponent gain control of target permanent you control. But when you do, create a 1/1 allied creature token. Put a 1/1 counter on that token for each permanent you own that your opponents control. Okay. That's definitely an interesting way of messing around with that. Boomy Unleashed. Whenever Boomy enters, Earthbend 4. Whenever Boomy deals combat damage to a player, untap all lands you control. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. What? Whenever Boomy deals combat damage to a player, untap all the lands you control, and after this phase, there's an additional combat where only land creatures can attack. The fuck? Jet, the Freedom Fighter. When Jet enters, he deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to a target creature an opponent controls. And when he dies, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Meh. Best character in the franchise. Iroh is a G. Hell yeah. What up there, Spartan? Welcome in. The White Lotus reinforcements. Fire Lord Azula. She's gone mental. I'm sorry it has to be this way, brother. Whenever you cast a spell while Fire Lord Azula is attacking, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. The Platypus Bear. When this creature enters, mill 2 cards. As long as there's a lesson card in your graveyard, this creature can attack as though it didn't have Defender. Katara the Fearless. Toph the First Metal Bender. There we go. Now we have a Toph that has the metal bending ability. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types. They don't get the ability to tap for mana. And at the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. What's up, brother? Not much. Checking out all the avatar cards. Now that we've opened up a number of packs, might try and make a deck out of what we can with what we've pulled so far. Aang at the Crossroads. When Aang enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You can put a creature card with mana value 4 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest of them on the bottom of your library in a random order. When either a creature you control leaves the battlefield, transform Aang into the Destined Savior, where land creatures you control have vigilance, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, Earthbend 2. Avatar in Magic the Gathering? Hell yeah, what up, Dracor? That just seemed wrong. Being able to copy the spells? I could definitely say, but I also run a spell copy deck as well. Iroh of the Grand Lotus. Firebending 2. During your turn, each non-lesson instant and or sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback cost is equal to that card's mana cost, and during your turn, each lesson card in your graveyard has flashback 1. So, basically you get to just spam all of your lesson cards in your graveyard for just 1 mana. And everything that isn't a lesson card becomes flashback. Avatar Aang, an Avatar Master of the Elements. Flying and Firebending 2. When you Waterbend, Earthbend, Firebend, or Airbend, draw a card. Then, if you've done all 4 this turn, you get to transform into Aang, the Master of the Elements, where spells you cast cost the actual mana value 1 less to cast. At the beginning of each upkeep, you may transform Aang, Master of Elements. If you do, gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, put 4 1/1 counters on him, and he deals 4 damage to each opponent. Excuse me. Just gonna do that real quick. Energy Bending. Lands you control gain all basic land types until end of turn, and draw a card. Fire Nation Warship, the White Lotus Tile, the Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop, and the Planetarium of Wan Shitong. Whenever you scry or survey, you look at the top card of your library. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Do so only once each turn. Sacred Tunnel! Sorry. And the White Lotus Hideout. Add 1 mana of any color, spend this mana to cast a lesson or a shrine, and add 1 mana of any color, or you could just convert mana from one color into a different color. Hell yes. Now, the difficult decision. What the fuck do we build? Seismic Sense. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of lands you control. Reveal a creature or land card from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest of the library in random order. That's actually pretty nice. That at least lets you search your your library a little faster. No. No. They turned the song into a card, and a saga card at that. Mill 3 cards and create a food token. Put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures you control, and draw a card if there's a creature or lesson card in your graveyard. Leaf from the Vine. The song that broke 100 people. Not even 100. 100,000 people. If not 100,000 million. I don't even think that's that many people in the world, though. But then again, there's like 4 billion people on the Earth right now, so who knows? Either way. Origin of Metal Bending. Choose 1, destroy a target artifact or enchantment, put a 1/1 counter on target creature control, it gains indestructible. And Turtle Duck. Just Turtle Duck. This creature has base power 4 and gains trample. Badger Mole Cub? When this creature enters Earthbend 1, when you tap a creature or for mana, add an additional green mana. Cool. I don't know what to build. It all just seems so cool. Firebending for the instant ramp. Earthbending just for earthbending. Waterbending seems really cool too. And just running an entire avatar deck? Literally just trying to bring out all the different avatars? Honestly, we need It'll Quench Ya. The Rowdy Snowballers seems like a pretty decent early game. Just being able to tap an opponent's creature and put a stun counter on it. And we have 4 of them. Waterbending Lesson, draw 3 cards, discard a card unless you waterbend 2. If we're going to try and do the waterbending route, we might want to try and throw in a couple of those ally creature cards. Better question is, what do we have in terms of the actual multicolor stuff? Suki the Kyoshi Warrior. Do I run a 4 mana deck? That's the real question. Toph being able to hard-headed. That's also the Earthbend. I'm surprised actually Suki doesn't provide anything for Earthbend as well. I actually wouldn't mind doing stuff with Kyoshi Village too. How about this? Earthbend. Let's look at all the cards that we got that can at least help us with Earthbending. We got the Boulder. Number of creatures control, power 4 or greater. That could probably help out. We definitely need Boomy. The Badger Moles will help out. The Legend of Kyoshi. Earthbending Lessons. A Rockalanche. Earthbend X, where X is the number of force you control. That would actually help out. Earth Rumble, Earthbend 2. When you do up to 1 target creature control fights. Yeah, I definitely like the fighting ability. And then we'd be able to actually incorporate a white mana with Sandbender Storm. Earth Village Ruffians. We can throw in Toph. I'm actually just I just converted it into my usual green, red, and white deck. Don't worry about me. But then again, if we do throw in the blue, we could throw in Avatar Aang. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? We could also create Toph as the Metal Bender form. And Boomy, who lets us have an additional attack fade. Bitter Work. When you attack a player with 1 or more creatures with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Exhaust 4. Exhaust is target land you control becomes a 0. Oh, wait, no. Exhaust is just a 1 ability that costs 4 mana. Earthbend 4. Activate only during your turn. How about we go ahead and create 2 of those? It's an enchantment, so it's going to stay out on the field. What else we got? What else we got? We can create Ba Sing Se to help us with more bending. The Legend of Kyoshi. I would actually like another one of those. It's not a legendary, too, but Kyoshi herself is legendary. I'll throw an extra one in there, just in case the enchantment gets destroyed. Toph the Blind Bandit. When Toph enters Earthbend 2, Toph's power is equal to the number of 1/1 counters on lands you control. Earth Kingdom General. When this creature enters Earthbend 2, whenever you put 1 or more 1/1 counters on a creature, you may gain that much life. You do this only once each turn. Keep that in mind. The original Earthbenders, the Badger Moles. Whenever creatures you control with 1/1 counters on them have trample. And whenever this creature enters Earthbend 2, we're also going to want to try and get some of that mana ramp. Earthbender's Ascension. When this enchantment enters Earthbend 2, then search your library for a basic land. Here we go. Here's our ramp. Put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle. And it has the landfall ability. Whenever a land you control enters, put a quest counter on it on this enchantment. And if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It gains trample until end of turn. Okay. How about we grab 3 of those? Rebellious Captives. Exhaust 6. Put 2 1/1 counters on this creature, then Earthbend 2. It's a cheap card. Why not? Also, we're gonna need to set just like a standard format for that. Ah, shit, we were at 47? I only went through all the green cards! Hmm. 11, that's 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 lands. We're still going to want to try and do some stuff with the water bending, so... I suppose the ability of turning our creatures into... our lands into creature... token creatures would help with paying for the water bending costs. Let's go with blue. Sokka the Tenacious Tactician, but that would also require us to run... Actually, we've already run all 3 of those. We can throw a Sokka in there, I guess. I feel like I'm stretching myself out a little thin, though, with all these different cards. Hey, welcome in there, Pats. It goes well. We're just trying to formulate something for an avatar deck right now. How are you doing today? Also, we really don't have anything in terms of low-cost starting plays, so we might have to try and look into the red cards for that. Iroh's Demonstration? Being able to do some early game damage. Where'd it go? Iroh? Iroh? Where'd you go? There you are. Oh, Kulakan! Welcome in!
Welcome, Kielek and Dragoon. Together, we are a fierce pack roaming the untamed lands. Let the ancient spirits guide us as we hunt under the shadow of the great trees. Feel the rhythm of the earth beneath our paws. Embrace the call of the wild.
Welcome in, everybody. I certainly hope you had a wonderful stream with Kulakan Dragoon. Feel free to go ahead and check out Kulakan himself. He's a wonderful half-dragon prince VTuber. And what game were you guys playing today? Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome into me trying to make a avatar deck. Trying to figure out what cards I can try and start filtering out, because apparently I run... Oh, wait, no, wait. I only have 51 cards. Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. I thought I was over the limit. I was thinking Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can only have 40 cards in your deck. Okay, so we still have some room to play around with, then. So let's keep looking here. Watching some challenge run videos and a speedrun history video. Oh, really? A speedrun for what? Like, what game? Avatar Roku? Ran and Shaw? Zuko the Exiled Prince? Fated Firepower? Fire Nation Palace? This creature gets 1 for each color among allies you control. And for 7 mana, Earthbend 5. Ah, you were doing God of War. You're trying to do a God of War speedrun then? I wish you the best of luck if that's the case. Ooh, Omashu City. Hang on a minute. Throw a couple of those in there. We can try and throw in one of the Iroh cards, which I would probably say, if that's the case, Iroh the Grand Lotus. Now, how many of these cards are actually lessons? We've got Earthbending Lesson. Earthbender Ascension actually is not a lesson. Iroh's Demonstration is, though. Rockalanches. Sandbender Storm is an instant. We might want a little bit of that Sunblessed Peak for some white mana. And how about generate a little less of you to get some more of you? Probably not. I want to improve my Poppy Chapter 1 runtime, and after that I might look into a different game to try and speedrun them. Ah, fair enough. I wish you the best of luck then. Poppy Playtime as well. That's definitely a game that I've seen playthroughs of, but I've also seen people struggle with. Deserter's Disciple could help out with that. And Arrow's Demonstration would be able to basically be the same mana cost, but have the option of dealing more damage than Lightning Strike. Could try and start a riot. So now we got a lot of green, we got a lot of red. Let's try and add some of that blue. White can primarily be focused on the Sandbender stuff and our hero cards. Octopus form would be able to give our creatures hexproof. Can we make another one? Yes, we can. Might as well throw that in there. It'll quench ya as a good counter. How about we get rid of one rebellious captive? And as much as I like the ability of being able to fight a creature, I really don't see Earth Rumble being too good. Octopus form and it'll quench ya. The Boulder, being able to gain Earthbend X, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. Earthbending Lesson, but then again, Earthbender Ascension. We do need lesson cards in the graveyard. Bit of work for the enchantment. Rockalanche being able to have flashback. Maybe reduce Earthbender Ascension to 2. That way. Could do one waterbending lesson. One waterbending lesson, one earthbending lesson. How about a firebending lesson? Fire bending. Firebending lesson with kicker. Firebending lesson deals 2 damage to target creature. If the spell was kicked, it deals 5 damage to target creature instead. Actually, I kind of like that a lot better than what was it? Pyro's Demonstration? But then again, that's a lesson, that deals 2 damage, but it also has the potential to do 5. This only just costs 2, but it has the ability of doing 4. And it counts as a lesson as well, but this also counts as a lesson. Alright, you know what? We're sticking with Iroh. Iroh's good. Iroh's good. The real question is, should we get rid of one of the toffs? Discard a card. If you do, return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. I feel like you're going to be the one that's going to be the better of the two. Because I'm not really running too many non-token artifacts. And then just at the beginning of the end step, Earthbend. Yeah, I'd say we stick with just the hard-headed teacher. We have Sokka that's able to create us some white ally creatures whenever we cast a non-creature spell, which Toph is going to help us with recursion. So, with that, we also have Iroh in the deck, just as the Grand Lotus. How about a Katara card, just so that we have Team Avatar in our group, huh? The Water Tribe Hope. Create a white ally creature token. Creatures you control have base power toughness XX until end of turn. You know what though? Combine the white ally creature tokens with the land tokens. Boost them all up. Give them trample. I can actually see this being a good thing. But unfortunately we can't make her. Damn it. I thought of that too late. No matter. Can we still create a regular Katara card? Speaking of which, where is Katara? There she is. At the beginning of your end step, if a Katara is tapped, put a 1/1 counter on her. And then you can draw a card. A little extra, just draw power. Works for me. Sure, maybe not be the gold card, but Toph isn't a gold card either. Multicolor at the very least. I think we've got at least the basis set up now. The Legend of Kuruk? Avatar Kuruk. Whenever you cast a spell, create a 1/1 white colorless spirit creature token with this token can't be blocked by non-spirit creatures. And exhaust. Waterbend 20. Why is that Waterbend 20? Take an extra turn. That's why. Okay. Avatar Karuk could literally just say, hey, yeah, take another turn. What's it take to make that? Remove one Legend of Kyoshi, create an Avatar Karuk? But then, another question. If we're doing at least Kyoshi and Karuk, how about Avatar Roku? Where he can create 4 red dragon creature tokens with firebending. Again, I feel like I might be just stretching myself thin here, but it's also so cool. If I don't use them, at least I can. If I end up filtering them out of the deck, at least I'll be able to have them as just a part of the collection. And all of our higher cost mana cards are literally just like one of each. Except for the Badger Mole. The Badger Mole stays. Wait a minute. Boomy? We needed Flopsy. I remember Flopsy being something that was really good. When Flopsy enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Yeah, see? Each creature with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than one creature. Flopsy was another really good card. Do we just... We got two different forms of Boomy. What's gonna be better? When he enters Earthbend 4, when he deals combat damage to a player, untap all lands you control, and then do an additional combat phase. Where Boomy here, choose up to X, or choose up to X, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. Put 3 counters on Boomy, player scries 3, or Earthbend 3. I say we throw in Flopsy instead of the other Boomy. So we got Boomy Unleashed with Flopsy. We got Yoshi, Iroh, Avatar Aang, which we have at least, if we can at least do Waterbend, Earthbend, Firebend, and Airbend, to potentially create Aang. Sokka, the Tenacious Tactician, who creates allied creature tokens for us. Toph, who brings back our instants and sorcery cards from the graveyard back to our hand. And whenever we cast spells, we just get to Earthbend 1. And if it was a lesson card that we cast, we get to put an additional 1/1 counter on that land. We got the Boulder, who is able to create an X Earthbend land, where X is the number of creatures with power 4 or greater that we control. Earthbending Lesson, which just allows us to Earthbend 4. Legend of Roku, who can Firebend. Waterbend. Legend of Karuk, which is able to just have us take an extra turn if we wanted to. Sandbender Storm, where we can Earthbend Bitter Work. Whenever we attack a player with 1 or more creatures with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Rockalanche, Earthbender's Ascension. I'm starting to actually see we're doing a lot of instances and sorceries. We don't really have that many creatures to put on the field outside of our legendary characters. We'll try it out first, though. Avatar done. And of course, we're gonna have Sokka with It'll Quench You. So, I think it's about time we actually tried to do this. We're gonna find a match in Standard with Avatar. We'll give it a quick test run, see how well it goes. Also, I did yes by Appa as a profile character. Don't judge me. Ooh. I'm a Mully. Better, but not great. I'll try it. We can send Iroh back. Hello. Try and throw a force, because we can at least do something with that. Why? God, a more video was sent by me. That was my introduction to speedrunning. Ah, so you're trying to get Kulikan into speedrunning. Also, I'm not liking this. Already, I'm not liking this. Earthbender Ascension? Grab another green. Why did I grab another green? That's a good question. Holy shit. That's the way to play right there. Did I have fun in the match? No. Yeah, that lasted 15 seconds. We'll try again. See if we can work something out. If not, we can always just reduce it to 3 colors. Oh, you're working on a Toph the First Metal Bender Commander deck. That makes my Mind Skinner deck tame. Fair dues. Okay, we actually have something that we can mess with on this one. Kind of. I'm gonna try and keep it. Omashu City. We'll go with this, and we can throw Deserter's Disciple. Island. Let's go with... Let's throw Katara out. No sense in actually trying to attack, because Brine-born Cutthroat can kill Deserter's Disciple, and he's better off alive. Resolve. Okay. If he attacks, yep, not gonna attack. Thank you, Katara. Rebellious captives. And we're gonna go ahead and have Katara just be unblockable. Thank you. Can't do anything against the flyer. I could draw a card if I wanted to with Katara's ability. Or... Riot! Target creature gains menace. Creatures I control get +2 until end of turn. Oh, look at you. Well, I will go ahead and do this. Have fun sacrificing all your creatures. Yep, I'll have to do that. Hey, Zeke the King! Welcome in. I'm doing very well. How are you doing there? Ah. Alright. 1 damage to each creature your opponents control, or just 4 damage to one specific thing? What happens if you get that? This creature gets 1/1 and has Death Touch as long as there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard. Iroh's Demonstration. Burn the bird. No, not Kata! Shit, that was Brineborn. Yeah, might as well. I'm dead next turn anyway. Not even next turn. I'm dead now. Yeah. You have a good day. Had to check in? Yeah. Appreciate you coming in and saying hi. Damn, no. I need some, multicolor. I need a lot more multicolored land in this deck. Let me take a look here. That's fine. Sandbender Storm can go. Actually, we were running 61 cards, so that didn't help. Octoforce Form, Quench Ya, Deserter's Disciple. Deserter's Disciple actually did kind of help out a lot with that. Hey, stop it. Oops. Put 2/1/1 counters on this creature, then Earthbend 2. I did like that Earthbender Ascension, but still. You keep hitting the wrong thing, clearly. Rockalanche. Draw 3 cards and then discard a card unless you waterbend 2. I'm thinking... maybe we get rid of Rockalanche? Or maybe just Earthbending Lesson. Because Rockalanche is still going to be Earthbend. It's just not a lesson. Actually, wait. Rockalanche is the Earthbending Lesson. Get out of here. Waterbending Lesson at least gets us more mana ramp. The Rebellious Captives, but they exhaust. Pyro's Demonstration, Deserter's Disciple. Can we add in an extra Rockalanche? But then again, no. Badger Mole. You. Select you just in case. The light's primarily for the legends, so we can probably reduce that down. Try and get a little bit more of each other color. We can't make another one. Oh, wait a minute. Avatar Aang requires us to also have to be able to airbend. We don't have anything for airbending yet now, do we? If that's the case... maybe we can get rid of the boulder. Can't make another airbending lesson. That's earthbend. Surprisingly, I didn't really grab too much that involves airbending. That would definitely help. Have fun trying to pull it, though. One target creature, then airbend everything else. Your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. I'll try and work with that for now. Again. Okay, real quick. Ava wants a challenge. I can work with that. Let's see how your newest commander deck goes against... Let's go with Commander Dino. I'm always happy to help out a person test out their deck. Zodiark the Umbral God. I think I remember seeing this. Commander. Remulligan. Because I definitely want that. And I can try and work with that. Meh. Please. If I can get at least some level of mana, I can bring this out, which will help. Or even that. You're not helping. As much as I'd like to try and save it, I'd rather have this card. What the hell? Let's go ahead and just throw out. Yeah, throw that out. Mana, please. You get out of here. And the game is yours. Damn, Dick. You really, you were really like that, weren't you? Everything that I could use did not come out. Barely anything. One land, that's all I could play. Oh well. We move on. Baltier and Fram. And actually, oh, there's all the mana I needed last game. What the hell? I'll go ahead and keep that. I want to run it back, I feel bad. Don't feel bad, that was literally RNG. A little bit of fire. Might as well just go and smash. No need to start a riot just yet. No real reason to. It'll quench you. Really? Just it'll quench you and you leave. Hey, we gotta win! Let's go! Victory! Oh. Another quick game and then we can do another round there, Avel. I played the meme card, and my opponent just rage quit. You couldn't write it better. Yeah, thank you for the care package. Opinion on your deck? Well, from the amount that I was able to see, I mean, I have no complaints. Airship engine room. Forest. And deserters. No Mashu. Attack. I swear, if this happens again, it'll quench you. Nothing's quenchier. Hey, they didn't leave. I could try and waterbending lesson. I would have to discard a card though, because I don't have the waterbend 2. But then again, I can earthbend 2. Coming up, Forced. Well, there you go then, Al. Thanks. You wasted it when you really should have saved it. When top enters, you can discard a card, and if I do, I can return an instant or sorcery card from a graveyard to my hand. Return, it'll quench ya. Sure, why not? Give it a waterbender lesson. And I have my counter. Pyro's demonstration. Burn it. And let's go ahead and bring out Tossing Say. Bit of work. Put it on a land. Earthbend 4. If I Earthbend a land that's already out, would it count as adding on 4/4? I think that answered my question. Alright then. Alright, let's try this again. This time, I'm just gonna go straight with the werewolves. Keeping it. Village Messenger. Because that is the best starting hand play that I ever have. For this exact reason. Forest. Pestilent Wolf. Black mana, and you sat on 2 when you could actually make a play. Depressurize. Tragic Trajectory. Okay. I'll have to pass turn. Okay. Game, don't do this to me now. I've missed 2 land drops already. Requiem Monolith. But if this creature's dealt damage, you draw that many cards and lose that much life. Is dealt damage. Game, why you gotta be like this to me? I'm gonna have to send this away. Okay. It's not like I didn't put 20 to 25 to 30 lands in this deck. I'm gonna have to get rid of... Really don't want to get rid of any of you, but if I have to get rid of something... I swear, if the next card isn't land... If the next card is not land... And I concede. Moving on. Commander is just not in the Commander's just not in the stars for tonight. Normally I have that kind of luck. Yeah, I know, right? It's fucking painful to see. Oh. I'll try it. Why not? Throw little planes out there. Fog bank. We got a flyer deck, I see. Earthbender's Ascension. And we're gonna grab a water. Prevent all combat damage we do. Yeah. Dealt 2 and by this creature. No sense in attacking with a 2/2. Other allies you control have menace and prowess. I didn't even realize. I didn't even read that part of Sokka. Ally. Mountain. Let's bring out... Yeah, get Sokka out there. Now you have to block with 2 creatures. Next turn, at the very least, I'll be able to counter something. Chocobo kick! Let's save it. Sokka, smack. Block 1, exile another, or destroy another. Yeah, you can draw a card, why not? But then again, do we just destroy a flying 1/1? I say no. The Legend of Roku. Aang? Until you end of your next turn, you may play those cards. But I wouldn't be able to play it without the mana, right? Yeah. Damn, I even got rid of Avatar Aang. And I actually had all 4 colors out. Play something big. I dare you. Primeval Bounty. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 3/3 beast creature token. It'll quench you. Good game. It'll quench you. Nothing's quenchier. 2 games literally won by It'll Quench Ya. Okay, what do we got next? Another friendly challenge? Any random deck? Okay. Let's keep trying to test the Avatar deck, I guess. Definitely not. That works. You can send him back. Airship engine room. Obashu City. thing say? Ninjas. Earthbender Ascension. That will help me search out a Plains card. No attack. Had I known that you were going to run your Final Fantasy deck, I would have run one of my Final Fantasy decks. Nah, I ain't blocking that. That Ninja Blade ability, holy. Avatar. Cloud. I'll block that. And I'll just block that to prevent the damage. How do I handle the situation? Yeah. Egg? Cool. Oh, hey, by the way, Punk, I want a Commander rematch one of these days. Oh. Fair enough there, Nunke. Can certainly do so. What you thinking there? See, you're looking at Aang. Trying to destroy me? Octopus form. Hexproof, baby. And now I can block. Draw a card, rogue in addition to other types. Okay. Ah, decided to just jump out, huh? Okay. And how's about this? We're gonna go right into it. Next. Ooh, a fascinating block. Just one, too. Alright. And let's start a riot! We're gonna go ahead and do that, and do that. But we're also gonna do it again! We're gonna do it again! Bye-bye, Steiner. Paladin arms. Okay. Ow. Also, that ninja star ability, isn't it? Yep. Oh! But didn't have anything for 3 mana? Oh, no, wait. Here it is. Literally just discarded mana. Okay. Deserter's Disciple. I'm not gonna be able to attack right now. I need blockers. Ash. Princess of Dalmasca. Okay. No attacks, though. 1/1 counter on target creature to control, and it gains trample until end of turn. How about Bossing Say? And the Legend of Roku. Not exactly the greatest. Transform it. Summon Alexander. Okay. Pass. Let's do the blockers. Obviously, we're gonna do that. We need to do that. And this is an acceptable sacrifice, but not the greatest. However, we can also save Bossing Say. Oh, but I missed the one. Damn. Fair enough. Good game. If I was able to bring out Sokka next turn, I would have been able to at least have a whole bunch of tokens I could throw away. We got something here, though. We might be cooking. We might be. Sure, getting the mana is a little bit of an issue, but it could be worse. Great Divide Guide. Each land and ally control has... Oh! Now, see, that actually would help my deck out a lot. Literally just each land and ally I control. Also down. Maybe I should have thrown out the airship engine after all. Now I gotta wait a turn. Other one. Earthbend 4. That worked. 2/2 trample and lifelink. The Legend of Kyoshi. Holy. Well, that helped in one regard, but not anything else. 8/8. Okay. Suddenly realize I need that that divide guy. Please tell me I have the cards to actually make him. No, damn it. That's good to know, though. I will literally trade out rebellious captives just to get this guy. How about this? Vengeful Villagers. Whenever this creature attacks, choose a target creature an opponent controls, tap it, you can sacrifice an artifact or creature, and if you do, put a stun counter on that one. In the Planetarium of Wan Shi Tong. Whenever you scry or surveil. Okay. Fair enough. Sideboard. We're gonna just go and add some of these into here real quick. Divide. Guide? Oh, that works. I want 3 of those. We can add another Sunblessed Peak into the deck. Let's go and cut down on some of the forest, I suppose. You have improved some of the decks from the last duel. I still haven't figured out how to make one-winged angel work. Oh? Let's take a look here. What would that be? Sephiroth? Sephiroth, the planet's heir, or the one-winged angel? Whenever Sephiroth enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw a card. When another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life. If this is the 4th time this ability has resolved this turn, transform Sephiroth. So what you want to do is you want to have a whole bunch of abilities that have you sacrifice your creatures, and you need to do that at least 4 times. Then you can bring out the one-winged angel. You get an emblem with whenever a creature dies, and a target opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life, and whenever it attacks, you can sacrifice any number of other creatures and draw that many cards. So I would probably say this deck would primarily focus a lot with tokens. If you can generate a whole bunch of tokens, sacrifice all of those tokens, and then have Sephiroth transform, you will be able to not only have him transform, but also you'd be able to get the benefit off of all the creatures dying. So see if you can't try and incorporate some level of like rats into a one-winged angel deck. That's at least my recommendation. Also, let's get rid of the badger moles. I don't really use the badger moles. I haven't had a chance to use the badger moles. I wonder, is there anything else that is beneficial outside of the Deserter's Disciple? Like, is there a better card than Rebellious Captives that is like Deserter's Disciple for the Firebenders? Beep, beep, you. There we go. Fire Nation Cadets. This creature has Firebending 2 as long as there is a lesson card in your graveyard. And this creature gets an additional attack this turn. Firebender's Ascension. Redirect Lightning. Combustion Technique. I'm looking for creatures, though. Put 1/1 on this creature. Firebending 1. I would honestly say... maybe the Firebending Student. Firebending Student, prowess, with Firebending X, where X is the creature's power. But then again, Deserter's Disciple lets you make a creature with power 2 or less unblockable. And there's a lot of cards that have power 2 or less. Want to duel your modified Orc deck? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm willing to work with that. Sokka. I feel like we got a good thing with Sokka right now. Sokka is actually really nice because he gives every other ally we control menace and prowess. And we run a lot of allies. Again, if I can at least get these guys, at least 3 of these guys, I would be set. I would probably even run straight 4 of them. Get rid of Rock-a-Lanch and just throw in 4 of those Divide guys. I need rare wild cards, though. 3 mythic, 0 rare. Yeah, I'll keep it on the sidelines for now, though. Alright. I'll go and send the challenge. Can't use Avatar anymore, though. I'll bring out my summoners. There you go. Bring forth your Orc deck. Or actually, better idea. Sorry. If you're gonna bring out the Orcs, I'll bring out the Wizards. Gandalf shall fight the armies of Sauron. Ooh. There we go. You were AFK. Well, I sent you a challenge. I'm willing to duel your modified Orc deck. Let's do this. Maybe I should bring the chocobos. Hmm. Either way. Well, until you're ready, my friend. Just let me know. Real quick while I, while we wait. I would like to keep trying to use that avatar deck. What do you mean it's valid still? That was it. Yeah, it's standard. There we go. Hey, what up there, Stark? Welcome in. While we load in, a small shout out to Stark Karst. Welcome in, my friend. I don't know why Streamlabs keeps wanting to try and do a shout out as well. I'll have to go in and disable that. Hi, how goes it? It goes pretty well. Trying to test out some of the Avatar The Last Airbender cards. And as it stands right now, a lot of the cards don't really want to work with me in terms of the mana ramp. I'll hold on to this one, but I'll have to send back anything that isn't green or blue. Rebellious captives. Bear cub. Just a literal bear cub. I'm gonna try and attack. Sweet. Every little cub has its mother's teeth to guard it. An elvish saying. Mild-mannered librarian. Nah, go ahead. Very good. Activate only once. It just becomes a 3/3. But that costs for 4 mana. Planes. Iroh's demonstration. 1 damage for everybody. Trigon Predator. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may destroy a target artifact or an enchantment that player controls. Octopus form. I probably should have countered it too. 2/1/1 counters. And we earthbend one of our forces. Oopsie. I'll block the Magnagoth sentry. And 4 damage to that guy. Good game. Aw, that's rough, buddy. Lovely. Again, though, if I actually had one of those, if I had one of those divide guides, I would have been able to bring out a lot more faster. Although I did enjoy his Earthbend ability, once we actually were able to use it. Turning him into a 4/4, and then being able to have a 2/2 Earthbend. Okay. Bring forth the wizards. Time to fight some orc. Or as Legolas would put it, let's hunt some orc. Ah, we're doing a best of 3 too. Hey, combat faster.
Combat Pastor is now following. Welcome to the pack.
Welcome to the pack, my friend. I certainly hope that you enjoy your stay here. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I should have probably just stuck with the first one. I'm gonna do it one more time. Another one. Ugh. Sure. Send that back, and... yeah, I'm gonna have to do that too. Hey, welcome in. How are you doing today? I certainly hope you are having a wonderful time. Army. I don't know what it is, but the game really wants me to just keep drawing high-level cards. And Wolf Queen, what's up? Play where wins meet. I've heard good things about the game. But as far... I'm gonna have to check again, but doesn't that game require an SSD in order to play properly? If you could check for that for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I don't really have too much space on my SSD anymore. Solid state drive. It should be under, if you end up going to like the game's store page and look under like the system requirements, It should say it in there for, like, memory storage. I'm gonna level up to level 2. That helped. Push that. Cool. Let's go with Aza. Use her ability. Ah, but I don't have the other mana. Alright. Attack and menace. Gain trample. And dude! Oh, what's up? How you doing today? If I can survive. I just need to survive. Just give me one more mana. 8, 9. Ow. That's not mana. Magic missiles. And pass. It says recommended you install the game on an SSD drive or better. Exactly. That's the problem. I've only got like 13 gigs. Well. Ow. I just needed one mana. One more mana. Well, are there games that I don't play anymore? The problem with that, though, is the game that primarily takes, well, my SSD, the only SSD I have, not only has Microsoft on it, which takes up half of its space, but also has Monster Hunter Wilds, which I do play. And that basically takes up the majority of the space. However, if you guys want to try and help out with trying to help me out with being able to play games that require SSDs specifically, on my throne, there's actually an SSD that is community funded, that you can try and help out with supporting. I'm gonna go with let's go ahead and play first. Keep it. And yeah, the games are going well. We were actually testing out some of the Avatar cards not too long ago. Won a few games, lost a few games. Literally won because I did a drink cactus juice against the enemy and they automatically surrendered, which is really funny. I'm still trying to get your laptop community funded. Best of luck to you in that regard there, Wolf Queen. Arcane Investigator. It's the crunchies! Exactly! I played the meme card and they automatically surrendered. It was hilarious. Also, I'm pretty sure.
It's the quenchiest!
There you go. I actually got a whole bunch of emotes that actually had the audio with them. Hi, what's good? Duels, my friend. Duels are what's good right now. How are you doing? Whenever an opponent draws a card except the first one they drew, which is their steps. Ow. How about level up to level 2? That helps. But it also plays into your hand. Result. Okay. Chillin', Eva let me know about the stream. Figured I'd swing through. Hey, you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that in both regards. My turn. Let's go ahead and straight up me. We're gonna go ahead and deal that and that. 4 to you, 3 to you, but we're gonna just go ahead and max it out so we can do the all 8. And auto pay. Blow them up. Book of Nazaku. We're gonna level up to level 3. And turn. And thank you for the care package there, Star. Yeah. Well, before you can even use your creature, I'm gonna tap it. Buy me a little more time. Umara. Umara. Damage to a target creature an opponent controls. That's only 9. Oh wait, that's 10. Damn. Well done. Well done indeed. Hey, another pack. And more money. Meditation pools. The Wandering Musicians. When this creature attacks, creatures you control get +1 until end of turn. Earth Kingdom Protectors. Sacrifice this creature. Another target ally you control gains indestructible. Lost Days. The owner of the target creature or enchantment puts it into their library, second from the top or the bottom, and you create a clue. And I rolled a Grand Lotus. The orcs are strong, the wizards are puny. Fair enough. I say we do one more little game of the Avatar, maybe two. And we can call it there for the evening. Depending on how quickly these games go. Holy shit. I actually didn't realize the Legend of Kyoshi was literally 6 mana. I'll try it. That's mono white, isn't it? The fact that Leonin Vanguard is here. Gonna be mono white. Glory Heath Lynx. Passing say. But you can only activate exhaust abilities once, so Rebellious Captives does have a downside to it. Saddled abilities. No, no blocks on that. No sense in blocking. I'm not really seeing it. I'm not really seeing victory in this round. Mile at death. Can't block the flyer and... yeah. Booming! Get out here. Have some level of blocker now. You just gotta try and get rid of that flyer. Pacifism. Oh, I don't have the blue for octopus form. Legend of Kyoshi. That's a lot of cards. A lot of cards I can't do anything with. Send away Bossing Say. Arabo. All the cats. Mountain. Airship engine room. Earthbender's Ascension. We're gonna grab ourselves a little extra red. Should have grabbed the blue, honestly. Pass turn one more time. Because we're gonna go right in with Avatar Kiyoshi. You keep saddling with the flyer when you really should just be attacking with it. My turn. Yoshi. Lands you control have trample and hexproof. Add X mana of any color where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. We're just gonna Iroh's Demonstration, the links. Toph. We'll get rid of the Deserter's Disciple. And, see how well this goes. I can block 2 creatures, but I can't block the flyer. Never mind. But you're too scared. You are too scared. Let's go. They actually had the victory. But they chose. Alright, one more. You're messing with Sisbig Ceremony again? Is that a card in Magic the Gathering? That's rough, buddy. You know what? I actually have that as a in-game emote too. I don't like this hand. It'll quench you. I'll try it. Flopsy can go back. Exhaust 4 for Earthbend 4. Now see, that's a better card for Exhaust. Look it up, it's fun, it's very interesting, but scary when combat uses it. Go ahead and tap that. Don't want to attack yet. 3 more mana that I can exhaust again. When he dies, he creates a 1/1, so he wants it to die. Gonna work. Warrior's Sword. Well, if anything, if you want to see a duel, we can try and do it next time. I will at least throw this into chat. Oops. Go ahead and just that because I needed to add the 1 in front of it. For some reason, it didn't work. There we go. Feel free to add me. Also, no blocks. I'm also not getting any blue mana. I've got a whole bunch of stuff for blue mana, but no blue mana. Katara's nice because she's able to ramp with 1/1 counters as long as you have her tapped. And the waterbend ability helps with that tapping. Send. There you go. Beautiful. Next time we play, we'll be able to try out dual air combat. Because unfortunately it is a work night, and I'm gonna have to make sure that I actually go to bed because work today fucking killed me. I appreciate that, their combat. You know what? Fuck it. Do it. Why not? At least gets rid of a 5/4 on the field. Surreal. I'm actually seeing a lot of people using Final Fantasy decks today. Suplex. Such a good card. Yeah, kill me. Once again, I brick on mana. I ain't sweating it, though. Pardon me. Okay. Couple of achievements to claim. Play 25 games of Standard. Put 2 or more lands into play in a single turn over 100 times. And cast a Saga spell, a Bard spell, or the spell Winter Night Stories. Nice. Alrighty. And with that, we shall call it an evening. Let's see here. So the Umbral God deck has a bunch of cards that if the creature dies, summon it back to the field. Yeah, I did see a lot of graveyard recursion with that. And the toddler's in bed, middle schooler's cleaning the kitchen before he gets ready for bed as well. Oldest is doing something in his room, I assume. Fair enough. And if anything else, well, let me just go ahead and do that. Hell yeah! All right. With that in mind, now let's go ahead and see who we can't go and raid, shall we? Let's see. Ooh, you know what? It's actually gonna be my first time raiding her since her re-debut. So let's go ahead and raid my good friend, who was once, oh god, what was her previous name? It was, oh god, I actually can't remember. Well, either way, we're gonna go and raid my good friend Ashley Butt. Let's go ahead and say hi to Ashley. And thank you very much there, Anon-K, for sending out the raid messages. Feel free to copy and paste either one of those. And on that note, I'll simply go ahead and say, thank y'all so much for joining in today. If you did enjoy what you saw, do consider leaving a follow, as it does help out the channel. And if you're also watching from the YouTube archive, do consider subscribing there as well, as subscribing to both channels helps out a ton. And finally, if you want to stay on top of when I go live, if I have to cancel the stream for any reason, or if you want to try and help support the channel, like I mentioned previously, do consider checking out all the links that are on my card. That way you'll be informed, and you can try and help out with developing the content for the stream. So yes, thank you all so much once again for joining me, and, as always, I'll see you next time. Spirits bless, and bye-bye.